Hey, this is Gecko Mayhem. This is another Godforge video. This is part 2 of our creator beta chat. Let's get into it. We've actually talked about this already, almost almost completely covered this. But what is the biggest pain point, and how do you think it could be improved? Just the top one. Well, it doesn't have to be the top one. It just has to be one big pain point for you.
Gear explanation.
That's huge for you. Okay, how would that be improved, Gio?
An explanation, at least. It's like I've got so many gear pieces that do so different things, and I can't access information properly as to what does what.
Yeah.
How many of each set do I need for certain effects? It's like the little emblems. It says it does X, Y, or Z, but then it doesn't tell you what that X, Y, and Z really is.
Right.
So it's like the gear is. I mean, the information about where you get the gear, what the gear is, what it does, that's bad. The whole stats around the RNG is bad.
Yep.
Then the actual stats themselves seem a bit undertuned as opposed to in the alpha, they were quite clearly overtuned. I think the gear in general needs a big overhaul.
Right.
All the way. Because it's like then you've got the actual rarities of the gear and the different levels. It's too much RNG. It's then kind of offset a bit because then you get this cool weapon on the other side of the frame with a nice imprint, and you then focus all about the weapon.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But it's like the gear sets.
Yeah.
You can't just put any gear set on the champion just because it's got a symbol and you think it works, because turns out certain champs need certain gear sets. But that's only useful if you know what the gear sets are in the first place, which at the moment, unless it's bugged, which apparently it's not, it's just missing certain things that someone like me would want putting in place.
Yep.
But that's probably my biggest sort of like gripe with the game, is definitely the gear, because everything else I can get around it, and I can accept some of the issues for what they are because I know it's a beta and it's going to change. But I haven't had any massive indication yet from the team that the gear itself, like the issues, are going to change as much as maybe I would want them to.
Right. That's really good feedback. Yep. What about you, Brandon?
I lean towards the gear in general, but for me, the biggest pain point has just been the non-linear, linear difficulty progression. So like, instead of being a nice, gradual angle upward, it's like a flat curve, and then all of a sudden you hit, Izumo in Adventure Campaign, and then you're 100 times harder than the previous stage. And it feels like that in regular story campaign as well. Different. It's a different point.
Yeah.
Where it kind of ramps up like that, but and obviously
it's
not to the same level.
Difficulty, I think.
Yeah.
And then you hit adventure mode, and it's like, oh, fuck you in your roster. You're just gone.
Yeah.
Just give up.
The jump from story to adventure mode is really big, and then you get
insane.
You adapt your account. You take some folks up to 6-star if you can. You adapt your gear, adapt your strategy, and then you start cruising along a little bit, and then all of a sudden, bang! Izumo hits, and you're just you're dead in the water.
Yeah, that's enough to make someone at this level rage quit nearly.
Yeah. There's
very
talked to a couple folks in my stream earlier today that said they basically kind of quit campaign progression altogether once they hit Izumo because they were just done. They didn't want to do the min-maxing already in such a short beta.
I think that's where I am at the moment.
Yeah, which is very, very understandable. It's a the min-maxing I did today, I kind of got lucky just with one of the heroes that I pulled, and we were able to figure out a way to just spam control.
Yeah.
But I think after you said the gear, I think we have so many just on the basic gear. Like we have an index for heroes. I think an index for the gear would be really nice. And like if we go to our hero screen, it doesn't even have to be out on the main page. If we go to our hero screen, click our gear, and then we go over to the left-hand side and we do the little filter guy. And then let me get to the actual gear.
You're not sharing your screen, by the way. Well, not with us.
Yeah, I'm just describing it. But like if we go to the little drop down, the first little drop down that's not selected when we automatically go in there, the armor sets. If we had like just a hover or a long press or something, click on it. Defender. What does Defender give us? The 3 sets. 2-piece. 4. Is it 2-piece? Is it 4-piece? Is it 6-piece? What do those do? If there's any different, what is the dragon gear? What does dragon gear do? I don't know. What does Bastion gear do? I don't know. I haven't got a piece of it yet, so I can't tell you. What does everlasting gear do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where do I get it from?
Yeah, where do I?
Yeah,
what does it do? Where do I get it from? And that would be super cool to see. But right now, if you click it, all it does is it selects it out of the thing, and that's it. So like the screen that it could be on is already there, and we have the mechanic in a lot of other places already. So I think adding it, it's an easy fix to a problem that exists, that you don't necessarily have to build a whole screen around. You can just build up the tooltips really quickly.
Yeah. And something that would satisfy someone like me, who's probably I'm like one of the big advocates for like the gear system's bad and it needs fixing. That would sort of like alleviate most of my problems. I could get on board with that easily.
Yeah, just knowing what it is, and I mean the thing that I'm talking about is already implemented. Because if we go back to like if we go back and we take a look at just like the gear screen when it initially pops up, right? We have the 6 pieces of gear plus our weapon.
Yeah.
Right under that it has set bonus, and we have our whatever sets we put on that hero.
Yeah.
I'm watching I have a 4-piece. I'm looking at my Sizzin right now, 4-piece Tremor with the 2-piece Avenger. If we click one of those, it pops out the box. Equipment set bonus.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Tells you what it does. It's
that box is good information. Yeah.
So just have that same box, but like implemented on that other screen, but it can be just specific to that one set of gear.
That's it again.
2-piece, 4-piece.
Yeah.
2-piece, 4-piece, 6-piece. Where do you get it? And boom, there you go.
You know what else they need to improve is the filters.
Many problems.
Yeah, is the filters.
Yeah.
So one thing that I've found annoying, and this is very gear specific filter, but the hero filters also need to be improved. So with the gear filter, if you've got 1,000 pieces of gear and you're trying to figure out which pieces to keep, you look at your trousers and you go, I'm going to exclude speed. Okay, that's a good start. But for the secondary stats, I may want to have items that have crit rate and accuracy on them. If I click crit rate and I click accuracy, it's showing all gear with accuracy and all gear with crit rate, not the gear that has accuracy and crit rate. I should be able to choose modifiers, right? I should be able to say, I want to look for gear that has accuracy or crit rate or health HP. Or I want to look for gear that has crit damage and crit rate. There should be an or, an and exclude, an include. I feel like the filters need to be just improved.
Basically, you just need to kind of, to a degree, copy and paste Raid's gear system.
Just about.
Because
they said gear loadouts are coming.
Pretty...
Well, and if you remember, way back to the very, very early days, Raid's geared system wasn't as it is now.
Oh no, I'm talking about as it is now.
Yeah.
It was bad back then, but like as it is now, it's like
the original.
You come over the piece again.
The entire we look at, a lot of us look at Raid with rose-colored eyes as well.
Yeah. No. We remember what it was like.
We might be looking we may or may not be looking at Godforge
Yeah,
through
I
that
mean,
that like hopeful nostalgia for the
Yeah.
future.
I
A
remember
lot of us look at
Raid enough
Raid,
to know why I quit the
you
first
know,
time. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so many of us. I'm guilty of it too. I look at Raid and I'm like, oh man, such I've had so much fun in Raid, but I look at it and I'm like, oh man, I've spent many sleepless nights going through gear and
Yeah.
yeah,
driving myself
Trying to sort
insane.
it out. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I get it. It's a two-way street for
Yeah.
sure.
So for me, the biggest pain point, and this is potentially because the game doesn't have all the systems that it's going to have, but especially for epic and legendary heroes, this is something that I've harped on about for the last 2 days. Debuffs, and in some cases, in specific disables, should have a 100% land rate through the abilities. They should be able to get to 100% in certain situations for certain debuffs. It feels so bad. It actually feels really bad when you have a 65% chance to land something or a 40% chance to land something. It can throw your run off and it takes away the fun of the game because you're already contending with, I need enough accuracy. They can remove the debuffs. They can block the debuffs. They can reduce the turns of the debuffs. They can have buffs that mitigate the debuffs. There are all these factors to contend with. And on top of that, you've got the RNG of actually landing the debuffs often enough. So for me, that's a huge pain point at present. And maybe they will introduce talent trees for heroes that actually allow all of their abilities to bring them up to 100% where it makes sense. So for example, Shi Wangmu, I don't think she should have a 100% chance of placing her taunt. I think it should go up to maybe 75%, 50% feels a bit low, because I would get it 5 times in a row she would just not land her taunt. That actually feels really bad. In fact, now that I think about it, it should be 100%. It should be a 100%
yeah, it should be.
disable.
Because
It's single target.
moment,
It is single target. And things like that. Certain disables. Like, Pandora is so freaking awesome, alright? Because she lands her disables because it's a 100% land rate. But having debuffs, I think there was a legendary hero that has a 65% when booked chance of landing their debuffs. And I'm just going, why? Why can they not land their debuffs consistently? It just takes away the fun for me. It really does. It's caused me headaches.
That issue itself also leans into the way people are building teams. Because for the most part, it's like most of us will have come essentially, we're crossing over from Raid to a degree.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of Raid is you pull a shard, if it's shiny and gold, yay. If it's not, it's shit. Delete it, feed it, whatever. And in this game, it's like, oh, I finally pulled a legendary.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crap.
Yeah.
All the rares are basically, you don't need to pull anything. Because all the rares, for the most part, you can get a good number of rares if you pull enough greens, which are free.
Yeah.
And these games are gotcha games in the end. So it's like, they want you to buy all these stones, but the stones don't do anything. Because half the epics are good, half the epics are bad. The ones that are good are only marginally better than most rares. But all the legendaries, bar maybe, I don't know, 5, are at best on par with a strong, well-built rare. So nobody's going to buy any of the stones to pull legendaries or pull epics, and even if they did, they're not going to build them because they're not worth the investment because they're more expensive to actually invest in.
Much more.
It's like I was upset for a while because I didn't play the mini game, so I didn't start with that extra legendary.
Yep.
And I pulled 2 legendaries, and they were both good ones.
Whoa, nice.
And I was like, it's like I had Raijin and Freya.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So it's like I'm looking at other people's rosters and I'm like, you've got 6, 7, 8 legendaries. Why are you so lucky and I'm not? But then I looked at them, it's like, oh, you've like built one of them. And then after I'd invested in one legendary, I was like, do I really need to invest in both? It's like they're good without investment, but they're two of the legendaries that are good. And then I pulled other legendaries, and it's like I think I'm on 5 legendaries now, and 3 of them are really bad. I would never invest in them. I think, is it the Shaolin Monk, the uncommon one? I'd invest in him before investing in legendaries, which puts me off the idea of like a pay to win sort of like approach. It's like free to play makes more sense now because why am I going to pay for all these stones that are going to give me essentially chickens that cost me 50 quid a pop? And I think that's an issue they've got from the alpha where they gave us all these end game, fully built, maxed out champions, and everyone was like, wow, look how powerful these are. And then they've gone, oh, we've overtuned the champion. And they've nerfed them all, and now all the legendaries are nerfed to the point where they're not actually really legendaries anymore. They're shiny and gold, but they're not really legendaries, and we're not building any of them.
I don't think they've nerfed
And
all of them. Loki was buffed.
Yeah, but for the most part, it's like if I pull a legendary, it's like I want to be doing cartwheels around my living room. I've pulled something special.
Yeah.
If I pull a legendary at the moment, if I pulled a legendary at the moment, it's like there's a 98% chance that I'm going to be very upset that I pulled a legendary and not one of the really good epics or the very useful, much needed rares that I haven't pulled yet. Like everybody was on about how great Zold is, but I only had 1 copy.
Yeah.
So I couldn't max her out, and I didn't see the point in investing there to max her out until I had all the copies.
Yeah.
And it's like I need a replacement for her, and I've got none. And there are legendaries that could do a similar job. And if I pulled those legendaries, it's like
you can't build them.
I don't have to. I can't build them out to the same degree as a rare.
Yeah.
And even if I did build that legendary out, max it, the stock is always still better than that maxed out legendary.
Yeah.
Even if I don't have extra copies to build her up. It's like it shouldn't feel that way.
So going back to Raid, I'm sure we all remember specific legendaries that we pulled, and we not literally, but we did do cartwheels, right? In our heads. We went, yes!
Oh, wow.
I can't believe. What for me, one of those was Marshall Ed. Do you remember Marshall Ed back in the day? He was one of the OG legend. The day that I pulled him, I think it was like late at night, and I was supposed to be going to sleep and had my phone, and I was pulling shards, and I was like, I just about jumped out of bed. I was like, I got Marshall Ed. I can build my team, my clan boss team, and I got so excited. I was like, I know exactly what he does. I'm gonna build him for the clan boss team, not for arena. But I still brought him into arena for a bit because he was so.
Was that back when he was? Oh, was that after his buff?
I think it was after he'd been buffed. So
it must be because
it was.
I know before his buff, nobody wanted him.
No, nobody wanted him, and people probably even fed him, but I never fed legendaries because I thought if they buff it, it could become good. Like old.
I had that problem.
What's her name? The Cyclone.
I said
Country the Cyclone. She actually got quite majorly buffed, and she became
got
really
buffed,
good.
and now she's okay. But it's like I pulled Jingwon, and he was arguably the worst legendary in the game, bar none. And then I thought, I'm never going to use him. He's completely trash. And I fed him.
Oh no.
2 weeks later, who's the champion they're buffing? Him. And by the way, the buff just happens to be broken.
Yeah.
And now he is the worst champion to face in PvP.
You lose.
PvE. It's like why did I feed him? He's a void legendary. And it's like I don't know if Godforge is gonna have that kind of similar angle where it's like, okay, they're not all going to be amazing, but we might buff them down the line.
But they need to feel legendary. I think they all need to feel
they need to feel legendary.
They're
and
not
at the
just
moment,
epics
they really don't.
Skin. Yeah, I think that a lot of them do. I think a lot of them, they've done really well with the kits. Keyscene is one. Like, JKG and I both have Keyscene, and I've found him to be an exceptional legendary in terms of what he what he brings if you build him for damage. And there are other legendaries that they've released to us that people are getting. And looking at kits on paper, some of them they seem fantastic, and then in practice it's a lot harder to build them, as we've talked about, where you're not actually going to see their full potential. Therefore, it's really hard to make that judgment call. I think the legendaries are in a fairly good place on average. I think a lot of them actually are good. I just wish that every single legendary had kits that said you can book this debuff placement up to 100% provided you have the accuracy. Because why? Why are you taking away my fun? Why are you limiting the game for me? Why are you making me run this stage 725 times to get perfect RNG? Okay, so my next question for us was, what was your biggest surprise?
Oh, God.
So far for me, it's been just leaving it just to the beta experience, and I don't think it should have been a surprise, but for me, it was the rare gear, or not the gear, but the rare weapons being so important.
Yeah.
Just because we can level them up. That's something I should have thought of coming in, but I didn't, and I kick myself for it because I could have progressed a little bit quicker. Day 1, day 2, if I would not have even thought to even think about trying to use, my minigame weapon or anything like that I got from the minigame, or using the Maquito that I got day 1 from all those, the stones that we got to summon our foraging gear. And I was just like, you know what? Looking back on it, I should have just taken the top 2 pieces of rare gear that I had a bunch of copies for and just invested into like having literally like 2 really good weapons for my 2 main for my 2 main heroes, and then just ran with that. I would say that, and then just in the last 24 hours, Ryujin being, in my mind, the best epic in the game as far as the epics that I've used so far.
Yep.
But that's very subjective in the last 24 hours. So.
It is subjective, but I agree with you that he's fantastic. And for me, that was a surprise too, getting Ryujin from one of my Eternal Shards. And I've been using him in every team, like dungeons, campaign.
So good, man.
Mine's not fully built. He's level 50. He's 2-star ascended, but I mean... Even so, with rubbish gear on, mine's built for accuracy because I want to land that attack down debuff. But guess what? It's not 100%. It's not 100%.
For me, I have a 4-piece tremor set on him, so I have a 20% chance to land an AOE sleep
stun.
Or the AOE stun, and I need it.
That's awesome.
That has been absolutely necessary. I'm using him in dungeon runs right now. It doesn't make the run faster, but it makes it much more reliable. Because he's just really cool. He's just so good. So
was that a surprise for you how good the tremor set turned out to be? That you're relying not relying on a set, but the fact that you have discovered that this is an approach to the game that works for you.
Not so much just the mechanic itself, because a stun mechanic I still have, like in raid, I still have a couple AoE heroes in stun sets that I use in different places. So it's not a mechanic that's a surprise. I think how effective having the 2 work together with the AoE base in the harder content has been. I think that was a surprise.
Right.
Because just having 1 is pretty effective, but like when you do an AoE and you only get 1 stun, and then the second guy comes in and he AoEs and he gets 2 more, so then all you really have to do is whittle down one hero for the enemy, and then you can kind of go through there. I think the effectiveness of the tremor set has been a little bit of a surprise, but just the mechanic itself, not so much. Especially, I mean, being 20%, that's not a high chance. Then again, you're going up against 4 heroes, 4 enemies on average, right? So like that's 20% chance per. Yeah, you have a really good chance that you're gonna land at least one. So it feels real bad when you don't land any, and it feels even worse when the second guy comes in and doesn't land any. But because then you're dead in adventure mode. Then you're dead. But it makes for a quick run and quick reset, and then if you get good RNG on the next run, hey,
Yep.
you got
Yep.
them locked out and you're on to the next wave. So
Yep.
that was I'd say yeah, the Tremor set was a real good surprise. Event the two piece Avenger slash 4-piece Avenger and the body, the way those work together,
Yep.
that was another surprising one, especially
Yep.
for early on. You can piece together a 2-piece Avenger 4-piece body, 4-piece Avenger 2-piece body. You can piece that together pretty quickly just by farming campaign. So that is something that was a real good surprise for like the early on stage of the beta as well. So
Cool. Gio, do you have any surprising moment in what you've managed to play through?
Oh, surprising moment. That's a very good question. I'd probably say I mean, I was pretty late to the game in this sense because I definitely half-assed the first couple of days, but the potential for high levels of theory crafting was a bit of a surprise. The fact that there is so many almost endless combinations for any team
Yeah.
is it's refreshing compared to other games because it's like there's a limit normally. Whereas this feels like I know I complained there's probably too much gear and too much information that isn't there that even if it was be overwhelming for some people, but for the players that like this kind of game that they like the game just as much when they're not playing it because they're thinking about certain ways to tweak the team or the gear or a particular champion. I think that in itself, the amount of theory crafting potential is another potentially unique selling point for this particular game
Yep.
because there are a lot of people that are just going to sort of like latch onto that and go, I can accept the things about the game I don't like because I like this bit so much.
Yep.
Like the proper like number crunch nerds that all sit in the
yeah,
room in a dark corner and just sort of like crunch all the numbers of what you could do with an all like uncommon team or something like that. I thought
sure.
that was a pleasant surprise. I did actually rather I stumbled across the triple body set, and because I mean I think it must be the occasional glitch where I had no idea what the set did at all,
Yeah.
hmm
and I think it was Gilgamesh. I put a 6-piece body on him, and got confused when he just started taking turn after turn after turn after turn after turn. I think I got something ridiculous like 2 ultimate abilities off before it broke the chain.
Yep.
I think that's a
Interesting.
nice combo with, like you said, like AoE champs. I mean, my
Yeah,
Ryzen's not even, I've not geared him yet, but it's like now there's potential for a stun set, there's a potential for extra turns,
Yep.
and because he's got
oh
an
yeah,
AoE, it's like
yeah,
I
absolutely.
also like the Avenging set. There's a couple of sets that seemed good and then don't work so well in practice, but it was quite surprising that the ones that you think they just made it basic and then you stick them on a champion, it's like, oh, they're actually really good. So
Yeah,
I
I
mean, I
love
haven't
that
got round
aspect.
to the Tremor set, but it's like now I've got that in my head now. It's like, okay, I'm going to put Raijin in a in a stun set and see what happens.
Yeah, it's been a good way to like punch above your weight, so to speak. Like otherwise, I would never be anywhere close to as far into adventure campaign as I am
Yep.
without at least one AoE or with the tremor set. So it's definitely been a little bit of a call it cheese, tremor
Well,
set
no,
cheese,
it's like I said,
but
it's all back into that theory crafting idea. Is like
it works.
only the
It's
complete
effective.
nerds are going to sort of like go, oh, that might work. I'm going to try it, and then
Yeah,
it
just
works
Yeah.
a lot better than they thought.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
for me, there have been a couple of surprising things. One of them was how many Eternal Stones we were given for getting the 3rd star on a stage 10 of a realm. You can build up so many Eternal Shards just focusing
Yeah.
on aiming towards that 3rd star and trying to build a specific team that can fulfill the conditions
3-star it.
to get that
Yeah.
third.
It's,
It doesn't have to be 3-star. It has to be the 3rd star.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's what? It's nine Eternal Stones per 10.
Yeah.
it goes
stage.
up.
I think
It increases by 1 each
depending on
time.
the stage, it was
Yeah.
like the
Nice.
first
Started at
one they did was like
7.
7,
Yeah, and
8,
just
and then
climbed up.
9.
So that was one
Yeah.
thing. Also, surprising
I
to me
hope we
was
don't get rid of that.
the jump from story mode to adventure mode. I was expecting adventure to be kind of hard, right? But how hard it was, the levels of their health,
Yeah.
the amount of defense and mitigation they have, how quickly they move,
And the damage.
and the damage that they do to you. Like you get to Virage, and if you do any turn meter increase, Divana retaliates and she one-shots your team. So you cannot bring heroes that do turn meter increase. And Cleopatra was my invoker for everything. I couldn't take her anymore. I had to build Isolde and bring her in. So some of that was surprising to me, the ramp up in difficulty. But for me, I think the biggest surprise was how good Pandora is. Like in alpha,
I'm so jealous.
in alpha, I was put off by her. She was not that great. I knew she'd been buffed. I knew that her kit had been amended. I'd read her kit 1,000 times. I heard people in the community say, oh, on paper, Pandora looks really good. She's actually going to perform really well in the beta because she looks good and she's been changed like this and you can see her being used in this situation. I'm like, I don't see it. She still doesn't look great. And then I started using her. And I don't know if you guys have watched have you got beta?
Yeah,
Have you got Pandora, JKG?
I haven't got Pandora, but I've seen some stuff on her. I've had her in alpha, and I liked her in alpha.
Right.
And they've changed her since alpha, and she's way better.
She is better.
I want Pandora. Yeah. I really want Pandora. And
she was one of the biggest surprises for me. Absolutely, just one of the biggest surprises was getting Pandora and figuring out just how good she actually is in terms of a lot of teams and just where she can be used as well. And so, I think that's another surprise to me is pulling in certain heroes into certain content. I understand the whole key and lock thing, and I'm all for that. And I'm all for even possibly some legendaries being specific keys for specific locks. They should be a lot more general purpose. Yeah. They should be powerful and general purpose, but they should shine in certain areas, right? And the fact that certain rares are locks for keys, but just where certain heroes for me I've been able to slot in and to use has been interesting. Not surprising, but just interesting, I think. I have another question. What is the strangest bug that you've encountered?
The strangest one.
Strange.
Or the most debilitating bug, or a bug that you remember coming across and you went, oh, great, that's, yeah.
The infinite looping. I had it with, before they noticed it with like the heroes, like it's kind of similar to what's going on with my Shamash and Ta.
Yeah.
After the patch yesterday, where he just cycles his ultimate over and over and over nonstop.
Yeah.
100 turns, 1,000 turns. It's not going to stop until you take over. Guan Yu did that to me in the Shrine of Hercules for the red shards. Guan Yu did that to me like the second day. I reported it and everything, but I don't think we knew exactly what I don't think it was one of the earlier reports, but I've gone back in there and it hasn't done it since, so hopefully that's good. But at least like with like the stuff yesterday and going in with Shamash, his ultimate buffs himself, so I think it's like a self buff mechanic right now. But like before that, I had it with Guan Yu just
Yeah.
at random, and I'm playing while I'm working, so I'm not paying attention to my laptop while my laptop's running the game
Right.
off to the side. So I just look over. I have it on auto multi battle, and I look over and I'm on a 30-minute run, and I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
and I watch it, and I'm like, why is he just spamming his ultimate over and over? So it's like maybe if I would have been watching and paying attention, I would have caught it. But like in the moment, I'm like, what the heck? I'm just coming in, seeing this tornado of action, and I'm just like, what is going on? I would say that's probably the strangest one that I've personally had.
Yeah.
I've seen where some folks go into a battle and the battle is overlaid over the sanctum. That's a pretty
Oh my god, that
silly
is
one.
so annoying. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
got that bug. It's
yeah,
like,
a
and then you're
couple.
trying to press moves, and you're clicking. It's like the little
Yeah,
wheel, and it's like I don't want to go anywhere. I want to attack, and
Yeah.
it's
yeah.
like, do I
I think
commit to it or do I back out? And it's like I've committed to it, but it is
yeah,
so. It's
yeah. I've
like
seen that a
I want to
few of
snap my
my
phone in half. It's so bad.
yeah, a couple of my friends and chatters and commenters and everything. They've had it and they've sent me screenshots of it, and it's just it looks so surreal.
That
So
sounds
um,
bizarre, man.
yeah, they've reported it and everything like that. So it's not like I personally have not
Yeah.
had that, and I'm glad I haven't because I would not be
Oh,
happy.
you seem to only get all the good fun buffs.
Yeah,
But it's,
but
I mean, that one was annoying, but the one that's probably the worst is you'll start. It's usually in story mode, but I've found it in dungeons as well, where you clear wave one, but you don't progress anywhere. You just
Oh.
stand still. And
oh, okay,
then I
yeah,
thought it was like, okay, my game's crashed. And then if you look in the corner, it's like the turn meter is still going up, but the
yeah,
turn meter is not going up. It's not 1 per second. It's racing.
Oh, what?
So it's
yeah.
like, yeah,
You're like
it's like
three,
a
400
stopwatch.
turns inside of like 20 seconds.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like if you back out of the match, you get nothing. It's classed as a defeat.
Right.
But I found if you leave it running and it gets all the way to turn limit, you get the rewards, but the glitch gives you extra rewards. So I was getting
Hey,
triple rewards, but I think I was reaching like 1,000 turn limit or something like that.
well, I mean, maybe that's not a glitch. Maybe it's just, hey, you were in this fight for 1,000 turns. Here's some extra stuff. You
Yeah, no,
deserve it.
but it's like it was taking 8 to 10 minutes to complete one run. And it's like
Oh
I don't
Yeah,
have
gosh.
all
that would be
day.
annoying for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, I've finished the match, I've got my rewards, I'm going to close the game, back out, reset. And it's like I do the first fight and it's perfectly fine. I do the second fight, perfectly fine. Oh, fight three, and it's back to the glitch.
Yep.
I think I spent
Interesting.
something like 8 hours going backwards and forwards with
That's brutal.
that, and it's like there are very few people who have also reported that it seems to be one of the rarer bugs,
Yeah, I
but
haven't had that happen.
it's yeah, I'd rather have your bug where my ultimates go off every 20 seconds.
Yeah, at least there's something to watch.
Yeah.
At least there's something to watch in that. And it's not every 20 seconds. It's literally like every second. His
Well,
ultimate
that
goes
too.
off.
I mean,
Yeah, his
I wouldn't
ultimate
mind
goes
some of
off.
my
His faith
characters.
heals up,
But
fills up
it's
to 100.
it's
Ultimate
stuck
goes
though.
off. Faith heals
So it's
up.
not actually doing
It's
anything.
yeah. You're not doing any damage. You're not doing any
Yeah.
progression.
Oh,
It
that's
stinks.
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
only
a
want ones that get me through the content.
So I've had a couple of
yeah.
odd bugs myself that I've experienced. One of them is when you heal your team, one of the enemy heroes gets all of the healing on them. So
Okay.
I have
No.
I have videos of it that I submitted to the bug report team. So in one
Oh
of the
yeah.
waves,
Good.
it was Perun. He was stealing all my healing. Another one, it was a different hero that was they would just steal your healing. So you would heal your team, and they would get a stack of green combat text above them.
Yeah.
was very,
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I've had that.
Interesting.
yeah.
I was wondering what that. I thought it was sort of like some hidden revive mechanic that I'd missed, and
They're
it's like I've
stealing
killed you, and
stealing your
you've
healing.
just popped back up with half health, and I don't understand how.
Yeah. And I'm going to
And
share my
it's
screen
because I've
because
got heals.
there is this other bug that I cannot reproduce. I'll see if I can find it. It's here. So I'm about to share this. It should take a moment to load. When it comes up, I don't know if you guys want to click on my stream, but there's this artifact. There's this artifact bug on the weapons, and I think it looks pretty incredible. Like you can move the camera around, and it doesn't shift it. It's like this glowing border that's stuck out from the weapon icon. And yeah, it's really strange. That was a strange one there for me. But yeah, one of the most the weirdest ones was definitely the healing on the enemy player. But this one was also a very, very strange one that stood out to me. Another bug
Interesting.
that is not exactly strange, but it is basically global, and I don't know if it's for everyone. I assume it is, but you can attack vanished heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found that really odd that Vanish doesn't do the one. Hey, you've got one job, Vanish. You've got one job, and it's not fulfilling that job. So, I mean, that in itself was very strange. Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Not doing what it's supposed to, which is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to complain because I've taken such advantage of the fact that it's like, okay, the enemy team, they're all supposed to be invisible, but I'm just going to smack you all with an AoE. Or I'm just going to target you with a champion that does taunt. And it's like, you're not hiding anymore.
Yeah.
But it's like, it took me a while to realize it was because that particular skill wasn't really producing its actual effect. I thought it was a graphics glitch or something like that.
No, it's actually not working. Oh, by the way, have you ever seen a vanished Pandora? Because one of my Sparrow's Horde runs, the boss stole Vanish from Dagonet, and then Pandora stole Vanish from him. So I had this invisible Zmei, the boss, this massive 3-headed dragon, and it had the Vanish texture. Like that, it looks so cool. And then Pandora went and took it, so she was all ghost-like, and Dagonet's standing beside her, all ghost-like, and the boss is all ghost-like. It was awesome, actually. It's really cool that you can just pop the Vanish buff like back and forth, like onto the boss, onto the hero. It was nice. Really cool. Yeah.
Good job it doesn't work, isn't it?
So another question that I had that I was thinking of when I was putting these together is what would you define as your greatest moment of achievement in this short-term beta? What stands out to you as that moment where you went, yes, I did that. It might have been with the help of your stream. It might have been, whatever, thinking through things and theory crafting. But what is a great moment of achievement that stands out to you?
Clearing stage 10 on Izumo in adventure mode today on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, by far. I worked so hard on that, man. Yeah, it was so hard.
The more you work on something, the greater it feels like an accomplishment, right?
Yeah, I think mine was just unlocking adventure mode to begin with.
That felt great.
For the life of me, it felt great. It just took me like 2 days longer than everybody else, and it's like. I couldn't get there. And it's like, but then I did get there, and then, as you said, it's like the big jump, and you get that little annoying pesky ass dragon. He sort of like comes and two shots your entire team, and then you spend an hour going back into the fight just to get double tapped. And it's like it's like, okay, I'm done with that game mode. I'm just gonna go straight into dungeons and farm tokens. In the hope that they will become useful.
Yeah, I agree that unlocking adventure mode was definitely a good feeling because it meant that you had got past Marduk, who felt like a tough boss at the time. He definitely felt tough at the level that our accounts were at when we faced him. I would imagine most people were at a similar account level when they faced him. Some of the sweaty Giga Chad Theory Crafters were probably not at the same account level. They were probably at a much lower
They
account
had
level.
like a full team of like 6-star champs, but a level 12 account.
I mean, did they? Did they actually go in with level 60s? Because I don't think I had even a level
I,
60 when I completed story. There's no
I have
way.
seen I've seen a couple of people that just had like I think they went in with 360s and a 50, and they
Oh
were all
gosh.
like they were not just leveled, they were fully ascended,
What? That
and it's
is
like
enough to steamroll?
not
That's
just fully
incredible.
ascended, but half of them were like maxed out where they just put multiple copies into these champs. It's like, where are you getting all of these resources? And can I have your dealer's number?
Yeah.
It's like it's like, and I just sort of like I think I just got to like a level 50 with maxed out books, maxed out ascension, and it's like I still couldn't do it. And it's like I've got both my legendaries as far as I'm willing to push them, and I still can't do it. And it's like I need extra champions, and I'm looking at all these rosters that have done that particular stage at the point that I'm at, and they've got. I mean, it's like they've got what I would consider like what looked like a meta team. It's
Yeah.
like a pay to win kind of team. It's like, how are you doing this?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
these are the
so
people that have like a roster with 8 legendaries on, so it's like,
whoa, that's insane. Yeah, I thought people having
yeah,
6 legendaries was a bit overkill. I can't believe people have that. Do you know you probably don't know this, Geo, but I've said this to JKG. I've only got my guaranteed legendary.
ooh,
I
well,
haven't pulled a single other legendary.
in the sense of like that first stone that you get, it's a guaranteed one.
Yeah, day one. My day
Yeah.
one
Oh yeah.
flawless guaranteed. Since then, of all the hundreds of shards of stones I've pulled, not a single legendary. But Pandora
Oh,
is a legendary in Epic's clothing.
oh, Pandora's easily like
Ryujin,
miles better than those.
yeah, Ryujin, the dragon in
Yeah.
Izumo, he is a legendary in Epic clothing. So I mean, I've got some absolutely bonkers epics. I've got some really nice epics. I've got Shkik, who's a Slayer. I haven't tested her. I'm probably going to test her in beta too. She's an Amayokan Slayer, and I've actually got the triplet. So Shkik is called the Blood Mother, and then you've got the twins Hunapu and Spelunk, and they all synergize. Like they synergize with her, but they synergize with each other. So I've got all three of them in my roster. So I'll be checking those out
Awesome.
in beta too.
I think I've actually got all of them as well.
Nice.
Yeah,
I've
so
got the legendary
definitely
that also kicks in.
Yeah, definitely some good epics in the mix, dude. But so for me, the biggest achievement was getting the 3rd star on Olympus 10. So
Yeah, that's a big one.
the requirement for Olympus 10 Adventure was you need to place freeze 10 times. So not only did I need to place
Oh,
freeze 10 times, I had to beat the boss, which is Hades. And I
Yeah.
I fully built out Skadi for this exact purpose because she's, aside from Ran and Ymir, she's the only one that can place freeze, and I don't have Ymir, obviously. I haven't heard of anybody pulling Ymir, by the way. He looks like an awesome
Uh,
hero, but
I think Unbound Sage might have them.
okay. And I don't know anyone who has Ran. I'm sure a lot of people do, but I don't. So yeah, so I built Scuddy specifically for that. But here's my gripe again: she can't land freeze all that often, especially on her triple hit core, where it's just RNG RNG. You can get complete miss, like zero heroes frozen from her core sometimes. And so you had to fight against RNG, and over and over and over I did it. And I was getting closer, and some were absolutely amazing runs, and I was like, this is it. I'm actually freezing them and solo target freezing them in the right place, and it's actually landing, and then you'd get to the end and you wouldn't get the 3rd star, and you'd go, oh my gosh, I miscounted. And then you go back and it would be bad RNG for 5 to 10 more tries, and then yeah, so that for me was a huge achievement, was being able to just push through the RNG of the whole thing, which got me sort of riled up about debuffs and disables not landing again. But also on par with that was actually getting past stage 7 of Olympus, which has Aphrodite, who's really fast, and she gets I think she gets Pandora to attack you, and there's Ares and there's Athena who puts the shield up on the heroes. And so you've got this monster team that you're facing in wave 1. And if you manage to get past wave 1, you've still got to get through 2 more waves. So yeah, so Olympus 7 was
Is
huge.
Aphrodite still busted?
Yeah, she's good. She's really good.
Yeah, she's not bugged
she's not
and
busted.
broken. the way
She's
she
not
was in
busted.
Alpha.
But she's
Yeah,
really good.
that was like that was my carry for the entire alpha. It was like the first one I pulled.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
she was
she's
ridiculous in
amazing.
Alpha.
She was reworked by Alpha 3. They nerfed her by Alpha 3, but I think she got reworked again because she's back to being pretty good. Not overpowered, but pretty good.
Yeah, not like she was in Alpha.
She would
where
be. I think she'd be incredible
broken.
paired with Zeus. She'd pair really well with Zeus, I think. But yeah, so those were basically my biggest feelings of accomplishment in achieving things in the beta was just the challenge of going, I can do this challenge and building to it and working your way through it and problem solving it. And this was not on stream either. This was this weekend, just me playing the game. This was yesterday, just trying to solve by myself. How do I solve this? What are the pieces of the puzzle that need to fit in here? Yeah. All right. I've a last discussion point for us before we, close off with some final thoughts. But what regrets do you have, or what do you wish that you had done or tried in this beta? What do you wish you'd done, or what are some regrets you have?
I would say for me, it's not investing day one into making my first 6-star my first priority.
Yeah.
I would say trying to progress, trying to like do progression and starting to and min maxing right off of rip, I think was a bad choice on my part. So I think I regret that, and if I would have really made an emphasis on just as soon as I get stuck, we're gonna like go back a level and we're gonna farm up some better gear. We're gonna do that, farm up some XP, whatever we got to do just to get that first hero to 5 and then subsequently 6-star. I think that would have been a lot better of an experience for me personally.
Yep.
Just really going the efficiency route as opposed to the get a bigger hammer route.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
Yeah, I think mine's pretty much the exact same. I tried to level the roster as a whole all at once instead of just going, okay, this is like my best champion. I'm just going to invest in this one first and then second best, third best. So it's like I had a load of level 40s and I had a few level 50s. But it was just numbers. None of them actually did anything useful enough to actually get me through the story mode. And it's like when I hit those walls, it's like I've wasted maybe 2 days of investment into the right champs, whilst basically chasing half a dozen champs I don't need and will never use.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
It's set me back quite a bit.
Yeah, same here.
It's like,
And piggybacking off of both of us on that, like same thing with the gear, like leveling a lot of pieces up to like 8 or maybe 12, trying to chase that little bitty increase on like accuracy or speed, was definitely not worth it. I wish I would just be more efficient from the moment you start, and then if you're efficient and then you have the capability to splurge a little bit later, but right from the start, just try to be efficient from day one. That's probably what I would say.
yeah.
I would say mine is very similar to both of you in that I wish that from the start I had made better decisions about who to focus on, what to chase. I was chopping and changing between the campaign and the dungeons quite early, and I went, my heroes are not strong enough because they're lacking gear, therefore I need to just try to farm a bit of gear,
Yeah.
and then I need to farm some ascension stones, some alchemy stones to ascend them, because
Yeah.
ascension's going to make them stronger. And then I need to go back to the campaign and try to tackle this, and then, oh, they're level 40, I need to make them level 50. And then, yeah, instead of going, oh, my starter hero is Ramses, therefore, even though he gets outscaled later, this is early game, this is a short-term beta, we don't have a lot of time to play with, I should push him, and forget about the fact that his stats don't scale all that well, and just focus on that. So that's
Yeah.
I made the exact same, literally play for play, exact same mistake, and I didn't even build my Ramses, which is a shame because in Alpha it's like, okay, I'm going to go like the raid route where it's like your starting champion is the champion you max first.
Yeah.
And I did that, and like you said, it gets outscaled later on, and the legendaries just wipe the floor with him. But I feel if I had invested in him properly this time,
Yeah.
because the rares are already at such a pretty high standard across the board, and he is a pretty decent rare to begin with, I probably would have progressed through the story maybe twice as fast,
Yeah.
and I would have hit less walls. But
Yeah. Yeah.
like you said, it's like you're trying to juggle story mode, you're trying to juggle the dungeons, the ascension, the books, the gear, the weapons, the imprints. And it's
Well,
like,
we were feeling our way though. Hey, DLDS, we were feeling our way through. I mean, we came into it without too much knowledge of what the. So we have institutional knowledge when it comes to this type of game, right? This genre, but we came into it without real knowledge of what we should really be focusing on. And I'm an indecisive person. I don't know about you guys, but I can never decide, should I do more campaign farming? Should I go to dungeons? Should I do ascension stones? Should I look at what gear I can put on my heroes? Should I cleanse my gear? And I was just chopping and changing between everything. I was doing everything all at once and just, I can't decide. And I go into the hero screen and I go like, no, I should go to the campaign. I go to the campaign, I do one level in the campaign. I'd be like, actually, I'm not doing so well. I should go to the dungeons. And I was a little bit ADHD about the whole thing, even though I'm pretty sure I don't have ADHD.
I did exactly the same thing.
I was acting like a person with ADHD. But overall, I think for me, so at the moment, DLDS, we're actually talking about what was your, what do you regret the most, or what do you wish that you'd done in during the beta? So this is basically our last talking point. So another thing that I wish that I had really done is actually. So another regret is building certain heroes to test out, but I'm kind of glad that I did, because I got to test whether they were effective as keys for the lock. And in some cases they weren't because of bugginess. In some cases they weren't because they weren't as good in practice as they looked on paper. And in some cases they actually were pretty effective as keys to the lock. And so in building stuff, like going, I got the resources, I'm going to just straight up level 50 this new hero that I've got, or this hero that I've got. I'm going to check them out, I'm going to test them out.
Based off Alpha, though.
Yeah.
So it's like the champions that I got in Alpha, that I sort of like went, okay, that's a champion I like, and it's a champion that in Alpha was amazing. So I've pulled him, and because I pulled him, I'm going to boast about it and tell everybody how great he is. And then in practice, it's like not as good as he was in Alpha. And the big one that stood out was Icarus. I think Icarus was my favorite champion in Alpha. And it's like this amazing rare that basically sets everybody on fire and then just blows them away. And it's like, okay, now he's in the beta. He's not so great. And I've practically got him maxed out. But it's like, it's the first time I've seen a rare that doesn't perform as well as I expected, and he's getting outpaced by a good legendary. So it's like, he's a damage dealer.
Yep.
And Raijin's a damage dealer. I expect Raijin to do better because he's a legendary, and he's a pretty OP legendary at that. But it's like, compared to Icarus from Alpha, that Icarus in Alpha would absolutely wipe the floor with him. but now it's like I've
Yeah.
had to step back from certain champs because, like you said, it's like building a champ. Does the key really fit the lock? And it's like this is a champ that was a disappointment because he no longer fills any of the he doesn't open any of the locks that I need him to open.
Yeah.
And I made the mistake of investing in the wrong champions
Yeah.
instead of like we said, like the starter champions, like invest in Ramses because he's going to get you to where you need to get to
Yeah.
before he becomes useless.
Yeah, I don't regret it though. I am actually of the mind that I had to build them to test them, and I had this really good day of just testing stuff out, and it felt like a beta in that day. It wasn't bug finding, it wasn't giving lots of feedback. It was, is this an effective
Like
combination? Is this, yeah, it was hero testing, it was comp testing, it was boss testing, it was mechanics testing. It was actually really, really fun and rewarding that I built these heroes that I used once. It was like a one-hit wonder, and figured out if they're okay or not, and used them a little bit here and there afterwards, but then went, yep, I'll just hang on to them for beta too. How about you,
I mean, I don't necessarily
DLDS?
regret it in that sense. It's
Yeah,
just, it's more if I didn't invest in a champion that I already know what he does because I overplayed him in alpha, so I know exactly
right.
what he does and he hasn't changed.
Yeah,
If I didn't invest in him and I just set him to one side and let him carry over to the next beta because we're going to keep the champs, and invested in some of the champions I'm maybe not so as inclined to build because I just don't like the look at them. And then did exactly what you said, which is build a champ,
yeah.
test the champ, and see where they fit in a team. I think I probably would have had a more rounded experience of this particular beta. And that's probably like another big regret is I got hung up on old alpha champs
Yep.
and they haven't crossed over,
Right.
which is
Right.
a shame, but
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit of a learning curve for sure, and
oh yeah.
seeing what fit and what worked, and you had these impressions, and I came in with a fresh impression. I wanted to give everything the benefit of the doubt and discover new things. So yeah, how about you, DLDS? Are there any things that stand out for you that you wish you'd done differently, or any regrets or things that you wish that you'd had the time to try out?
Yeah, definitely. I kind of had the opposite issue where I kind of built my team of 5 and just kind of tried to power through everything I could. So I kind of wish I took more time to test out more champs and build a wider variety. Like I think I have 6 or 7 heroes actually built out right now. And there's a lot more that I could level out and test out. So
Yeah.
kind of regret not testing as much as I could.
Yeah. It is short term as
And I
well,
kind of,
so
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And right when I jumped in, you were kind of talking about not knowing where to go, campaign, dungeons. I kind of just wanted to add on that I felt the same way.
yeah.
I was always like, all right, do I want to farm for weapon materials? Do I want to farm for gear?
Yeah.
Well, I kind of want to send this hero, so now I got to farm there. Where do I go?
And the
100%.
game kind of encourages you to sort of like pull away from what you really should be doing
Yep.
to do something that
Yeah.
Yeah. You
it's
need
like
a game plan.
yeah.
You do need to come in with a game plan, and you need to update that game plan according to your own play style. So when I say game plan, I mean you look at what you want to accomplish, and then you look at the steps that lead to accomplishing that. So in order to accomplish this and pass this mission, because I looked at the missions a lot, right? I think a lot of us did. I went, to do this
Yeah.
mission, I need to do this, but to do this, I need to do this, and to do that, I probably need to do this. So you step backwards and you form a game plan, and you go, okay, so I go and do Svarog's Horde, or you know, Might of Ptah, whatever it's called, Workshop of Ptah, and I do that until I've got, you know, a few pieces of gear, and then I need to ascend them because I can't do this without ascending them. So I either buy the stones in the bazaar, or I farm them and try to get lucky with the chests in the bazaar and run out of gold. We all run out of gold constantly.
Yeah.
And then you've ascended them, and therefore you can do this thing where it's, you know, the mission says to attune gear to them or whatever, right? So you've got these hurdles, to reach your goal and to overcome those hurdles, you need to make decisions. And it's that decision-making thing that I sometimes struggle with, but the problem-solving side of it is no problem. It's fun. It's engaging.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's very easy to get carried away very early and make all the mistakes. But it's like if you're ever gonna sort of like settle into a structured sort of like plan of action, it probably takes the average person maybe like a week or so, and then it's like plain sailing from there because you know exactly what you want, what you need to do, and you don't get distracted by all these little side quest games trying to sort of like extract time and effort from you for no reason.
Very much so, yeah.
I think there's a bit of pressure as well for us. We knew that the beta was going to be for 2 weeks. We knew the approach, what they wanted from us, the feedback, because they talked about, we want feedback on these aspects of the game. Tell us about the systems and your experience with them. Tell us about the narrative and whether you think it's good. Tell us about the overall flow and difficulty. Tell us how the heroes feel. Tell us how you made decisions about putting your comps together and whether that worked, and report the bugs, right? So we had this compressed time frame, and I think that's what got a lot of us. We went, oh man, we've got this short amount of
I
time.
was trying to do
We
everything
need to
at the same
push.
time.
Yeah, we need to push the
It's
story
insane.
campaign so that we can get to Adventure to test it. And they said no one, very few people are going to reach Heroic. They'll be surprised if anyone can reach Heroic within 2 weeks. But we want to get to Adventure to at least test that. We want to push to the top level of the dungeons to test the really hard versions of the dungeons. We've only got the short period of time to do it, so we've got to just focus in and just grind and get to that point. You never know what heroes you're going to pull. You never know what resources you're going to get to be able to overcome the obstacles. And I think that was always hanging over us, was this executioner's axe, so to speak. It was this really compressed time frame, and it was go, 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 stress. You need to get it done because you don't have much time.
A lot of people just hit burnout too quickly because it's like that time frame is so small. It's like if you over commit yourself, it's like you hit burnout day 4, and then the rest of the bit is kind of no fun. So you either drop out or you kind of half close it.
You clock out.
Which is like, it's like I ended up doing that maybe halfway through because I was running around like a headless chicken trying to basically do every bit of content all at the same time.
Yeah.
All to like the nth degree, because it's like, I want a level 60 now. I don't want it tomorrow or next week. But whilst I'm at it, I don't want a level 60. No. I want a maxed out level 60 with all the ascension and the attuning and the books. And oh wait, I've got 2 champions now. I want 2 level 60s and I want them yesterday. It's like, but I don't just want the level 60s. I want to be farming max dungeons at the same time. And oh wait, I don't want story mode. I want adventure mode, and I want to be able to freestyle it like I could do it with ease with my eyes closed. And then it's like reality kicks in. It's like you can't do all these things at the same time, and then it's like the actual time commitment to leveling up a champion to 60 is longer than expected. And then it's the big pitfalls that you fall into where you hit those brick walls, and it's like, my champs and my roster can't do this. And it's like, okay, I've hit burnout, I'm going to take a day off. And then it's like, that turns into 2 days, and then it turns into 3 days, and then you try and pick up, and it's like, you look at the Discord and other people's progress, and you're like, why aren't I at that stage?
The reality is, for me at least, that I would not have finished the story campaign as quickly or fully 3-starred it as soon as I actually did if this was not a 2-week beta and everything was compressed. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I could have finished.
In a sense that you would have took longer to do.
I would have definitely taken a fair bit longer to make my way through the story campaign. and probably make as much progress with the missions. And yeah, definitely for the 3-star requirements, I would have taken a fair bit longer. I would have slowly built up my roster and worked on all sorts of things. Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah.
I would have been just as impatient as I was.
Oh, really?
I know how I am. I am get a bigger hammer always. So
Yeah.
it's
Smash
I
it.
get into that mode. Get into that mode, and it's just problem solving at that point. And it's like there's a problem in front of me. I can solve it. I know I can. Let's do this. So
Yeah, I think I probably would have taken longer myself, if I'm honest. I
Did it?
felt like I had to commit to it because it's a 2-week time frame, and the last couple of days I'm not going to be involved because I'm away on holiday and there's no reception. So it's like I'm going to miss the last 2 days anyway.
Mm.
And I kind of well and truly just overcommitted in the first 5 days, and that burnout for the following like 2.5, 3 days kind of screwed me up.
Yeah.
But then it's like then I got the information. It's like, yes, you're still keeping your champions, but they will be reverted back to basic.
Base.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Yep.
okay. I don't feel like I have to invest in this beta as much because all my progress is for nothing. So it's like I don't feel so bad about overcommitting because it means I learned lessons that I probably wouldn't have.
Absolutely.
And it also means that I can then sort of like I can analyze where I went wrong and inform new players to the genre. Like, okay, if you want to pick up Godforge, don't do this. Or, you know, these are the steps you probably should take to make your gaming experience better so you don't think, okay, this game's not so much fun anymore and I'm gonna drop out and do something else.
Did any of you guys find that you had a mindset shift at some point in the beta? So, for example, I shifted in the last couple of days from I need to complete as many missions as possible. I need to try and get through all of Adventure Campaign. I need to level 60 this many more heroes. I need to empower this many more heroes to, hey, beta's almost over. Everything's going to be lost. I should just be trying to build my roster. In fact, I stopped turning common heroes into spirits. I am going to try and get more Valor points. Okay, so I do still want to push.
Yeah, I've made the exact same.
I do still want to
like
push.
That exact same shift.
But I've shifted. I've had a complete mindset shift, and I've stopped awakening heroes. I spent far too many dupes awakening them that the heroes I'm not going to use instead of keeping them to turn into spirits for beta 2. I didn't have enough time to test all the ones that I awakened. I could be in a better spot for coming to beta 2, but as of the last 2, 3, 4 days, whatever, I've really shifted my mindset from I need to progress to test to not progress quite so much, start preparing for beta 2, provided they actually give us back the heroes as promised.
Yeah,
if they don't,
I've probably had an identical. Yeah, I think they're going to. They've kind of made a big deal about it. It's more the fact that I think everybody originally expected it was like, okay, we're just going to transfer your old roster over, and it's like, yeah, but now it's just the characters, but they're all basic level 1s.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I'll live. But I have gone from like, I need to complete story mode. I need to do all the quests. I need to do the weekly logins and all that sort of stuff and collect gear and reach the highest dungeons. Now it's like, I just want a big, deep roster where I can spend the last day or two testing out champs I've never played with before. Finding out new combos, finding out what teams feel nice, what champs are good, what champs are bad, who to encourage people to build, etc., etc. Which is be more enjoyable than sort of like the cold hard slog of
Mhm.
I need to just knock out missions to get rewards
Yeah.
that are kind of irrelevant right now.
Sure.
So it's like the valor tokens, if they cross over and they give us a shop, we
Yeah.
can use those.
Yes.
So it's like worth farming those.
Yeah.
But for the most part, the last couple of days should just be basically enjoying your roster.
What about you guys? Mindset shift?
Not really. I'd say between yesterday and today, I would say the closest thing would be literally just transitioning from the progression mindset to the, you know, collect heroes mindset for beta 2. Just try to give my roster a leg up day 1.
Yep.
You know, whatever I can do there.
Yep.
If I can prep that, great. If not, you know, I think I have a good enough roster going into beta 2 that I can have all the fun that I want to have in beta 2. So
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, I'm basically the same, just kind of gone into hero save mode. I'm more
Right.
hesitant to
Yep.
awaken any heroes or feed them for food.
Yep. Yeah, I wish I hadn't awakened so many now. It feels pretty
Yep.
bad. All right, I don't have any further discussion points. I think that was an excellent discussion, just everything in general. So,
Yeah.
before we finish off this video, because it is a video, I've been recording the entire thing. How
as
about
of all,
just some closing thoughts and closing, I don't know, whatever, closing stuff.
I would say my biggest takeaway from today, our conversation and my stream and everything earlier is uh, for adventure mode. If you're still pushing there, four piece tremor set on an AOE basic attack hitter. If you have two of them that you can put on two different AOEers, do it. It's gonna help.
Mm.
I basically started flying through adventure mode for the most part. It's very RNG, but it is a strat that works. I can't say it enough. If you are still progression, if you're not progressing at all still, and all you are doing is hero maintenance and stuff, have as much fun as you can. Use your energy in the that you have available. Maybe farm up some stuff, you know, here and there. Just try different teams out of the heroes that you do have, and just have some fun for the next couple of days while we have access for the game.
Good advice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably echo something similar in the sense of at this point, I think the devs have pretty much all the information they need. I don't think anything special is gonna sprout out of the ground in the last couple of days. And I think it's more they've got all the testing and all the information and all the stuff from us that they asked for. So instead of playing the game to help them, play the game to help yourself, more in the sense of accustom
Yeah,
yourself to how the game works. I know it's only beta, but still it helps. So it's like get used to the mechanics, enjoy the champions. If you're someone interested in the story, go back and go through all the missions and get embroiled in the story. But I would say the last couple of days, nobody should be taking like all the missions and stuff too seriously anymore
Yeah.
because
yeah,
it, it's a waste of time at this point. Just I do think roster management at this point, gear testing if needs be, is probably the best way to go.
Yep.
But for the most part, just I think this is like the wind down, chill out sort of like period of the beta.
Yeah. That's good advice as well. Yeah, do it for yourself, for your preparation, for you to
Yeah.
understand the game more and the heroes more and the gear sets more. And yeah, that's probably what I'm going to focus on in the next 2 days of streaming. The last 2 days of streaming the beta, I think the focus is going to be, yeah, what can I learn from this for future videos and to help people.
Yeah, that's probably where my focus is going to lie in the last. I've got like a day left
Yeah,
for myself, so it's probably going to be my main focus point is just how much can I learn in the last day or so, and then how much of that can I then share with other people.
yeah.
Especially,
guys-
like I've been saying all along, like the newcomers, not the ones who are well versed in this sort of like game, but
Yeah,
people who will pick it up for the first time and go,
Yeah.
yep.
okay, these are all the people I get my knowledge from. Are they helping me? And the whole idea is, yes, we want to help you, like the new players.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you guys know the exact time that the beta ends? I haven't
No,
checked recently.
they haven't. They haven't said. They haven't said the
they're
exact
planning
time.
to do it.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
Tuesday, but they haven't said the
Yeah.
exact time yet.
Okay.
They said it was going to be somewhere around about the same time they originally started. So
Yeah.
whatever time they
was
sort of launched the
2
beta,
p.m.
it
or
was
3 p.m. UTC?
yeah.
Is
I
that going to be
think-
the Tuesday or the Wednesday 2 p.m.
Yeah.
UTC? Is it Tuesday 2 p.m.
It's
UTC?
Tuesday. Yeah,
Right.
I think
Yeah.
it's Tuesday.
So that's
About
two,
least
2
that's what-
days and
2
10
more
hours,
days.
according to Raven Pyros.
Is basically 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 days left.
Yep.
I think it's like 2 days and
Yeah. So
like 2 days and 11 hours, something
Right.
like that.
So for me, that's 2 more days of streaming and yeah, really just diving into the game as much as possible.
Yeah.
Any parting words there, DLDS?
Nothing too much to add. Just I've still been having fun with the grind.
Cool.
Definitely
Oh,
agree.
yeah.
Now's the time to build out more heroes and test everything out. I'll be doing the same deep diving into the dungeon bosses and everything. I haven't
Yeah.
really done too much deep diving into their kits and
Yeah.
how to go about tackling them.
Yep. That's a good idea. Yeah, for me, it's the same thing as you. I think just getting a bit more in depth with the things that I've been putting off, and I understand the dungeon bosses and there. I just haven't broken them down completely. There'll be no 20-minute guides from me. There will be probably 3-minute guides, because who wants to sit there for 20 minutes listening to someone monotonously ramble on
Me.
about stuff? Do you? Yeah, well, you can do that.
You'd be
Put it at
surprised.
2 times speed. But
I've done it all the time.
But yeah, I used to for World of Warcraft, I used to watch the 30-second guides, and they're just the dude's speaking fast, but he's just got all these animations happening as well as explaining the fights, and the boss does this mechanic and this mechanic, and if you're DPS, look out for this. If you're a healer, look out for this. If you're a tank, you need to do this. Next boss.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
That's
I'm not
pretty
going to do a 30-second guide for these boss dungeons, but despite the fact that
No,
I'm
I think there's
struggling
too
on
much to do.
stage 8 or 9 still, I mean, depending on
Yeah.
the boss, I tend to fall back onto stage 7 or 8 for a lot of them. I think that I have a pretty good grasp on what to do, even if I can't actually execute it myself. So being able to break that down is going to take a little bit of work on my part. But yeah, I want to do sort of dives into the dungeons to cover all them, and do a lot of recording of just the different screens, the roster, every hero in the index, trying to capture myself a few hours of footage, because it's our last chance to get
Yeah.
some actual game footage for a while. So that's what I'm going to be
Yeah,
doing.
get you some
yeah,
get some B-roll
get myself some
for
get
this.
some
Yeah,
good B-roll
That way,
content.
and
that's
then
literally
get
that's
you
all
some
my
B-roll.
gameplay tomorrow is the B-roll.
Yeah,
Label it well, so you have access to it, and then you'll have all that to fall back on in
Yep.
the couple months in between beta.
yeah. Put it in.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, cool. So
Yeah,
now
it's
that was
funny. I was thinking about all the boss skills, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna have to screenshot all the skills."
You
I was
don't
like,
have to
"Wait, I
screenshot
don't have
all
to
of them."
screenshot them all. I can just record clicking through all of them.
Yeah, you don't have to click
Exactly,
through all of them
exactly.
even. So a lot of the boss share the same skills. So a
Yeah,
lot of them
that's
it's
true, too.
a lot of them it's passives. It's like takes 75% less damage from
Reduced bleed and acid
and
damage.
bleed and stuff,
Yeah.
or is immune to disables, or wipes disables off immediately, or right. It's all this stuff. So yeah, you're right. I was sort of the mind. Should I just take heaps of screenshots? But then you got to save each screenshot, or should I? Unless you have I don't know, a program that you can set where screenshots go in a folder. I don't know if it's probably. Oh, if there isn't one, I can write an app for that. That's a good idea.
I mean, snipping tool that's built into Windows 11. You just save it to a folder, save as.
Oh,
You
okay.
can name it and point it wherever you want.
Oh, I don't think Windows 10 does that. I think you can snip, but maybe you can do settings with snip. Maybe there are some
If
settings.
you can go to, if you do a snip, just do file save as, and you're good.
Let me just say.
It'll Windows 10, Windows 11. It's the functionalities in there.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because the
Snipping
little
tool is one of
window
my best friends.
snipping tool's great. Windows Shift S, and you can click the
I don't
dots, I
even do
guess. And no, where can you save as? Do you right click it? Do you no?
Once you have your screenshot taken, you just
Click here to mark up and shit. Oh, I see. You click the image. Yeah, but it's one at a time, right? You've got to go in.
you would take a screenshot and you'd save that screenshot in the folder that you wanted to. Then you go to your next screen, take a screenshot.
That's extra steps. I'm gonna see if there's an
Otherwise, just record a video.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's.
But like I
I
said,
mean, in the snipping tool, you can record a video in the snipping tool also. So
I was of the mind of, should I take heaps of screenshots, or should I just record stuff and have it on the on the back burner there as B-roll? So yeah, you guys are right. Maybe
I would
just record heaps of
just
stuff.
just record it, and then when you play it back, when you're making each video, when you're making that particular video, if you want screenshots to bring in and animate and have everything like that, just pull up the video that you're going to be using as B-roll, and then just take your screenshot, and you can punch in on top of that
exactly.
in your stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Or you could even do it inside of your editing software if you're using like DaVinci Resolve. So
Yeah,
you don't even need a screenshot. You can
yeah,
cut and double it and call it good.
Yeah, I tend to just open a new timeline to drag different videos into to cut around, and then you go back to your main timeline and paste the segment in and stuff, or just render in place and have your own. That's what I was doing for the bug reports, was just render in place with little clips and then cool. All right, thanks guys for putting aside all this time today to have this chat. It was very fruitful. I think that if I were to sum it up, it would be, this is excellent feedback for the Fateless team. I think that we have intimated a lot of what the community has been feeling, as well as what we've been feeling as content creators. And I think that it is really, really important that the team looks at things through different lenses instead of coming at it from the point of view of experienced players. But yeah, thanks for the chat, and I'll basically stop recording and we'll go from there and see what happens. But yeah, it's been really cool.